now with a look at what we can do to slow down a wildfire. Just this year, we've seen fatal wildfires on Maui and an unparalleled Canadian wildfire season causing the worst air quality on record in cities across the Northeast, nowhere near where those were actual flames.
So how and why do these wildfires spread so rapidly? ABC News Chief Meteorologist Ginger Zee joins us now from Irvine, California with more on that. And Ginger, it is always good to see you, but tell us what you're doing in California and what have you learned so far?
So we've really come to the experts. DeMarco, Eva, I'm so glad to be sharing this information with you. They've been working for years on how to predict, but also how to prepare for wildfires, because there's a lot we can do as individuals. So let's start with what they're studying. We hooked up with UC Irvine's Tirtha Banerjee and his whole group, who's been doing these field studies where they look at how wildfire spreads. They learned a couple years ago that the embers can go miles ahead of the fronts of fires, but now they're studying in the field for the first time how each of those embers are shaped, their velocities, how they act, and this will help to predict where fires will go in future. It is going to be invaluable research that will then be put into a lot of the modeling. On top of that, they helped us then say, okay, so once that ember hits something, what does it do? We set up this experiment where we were able to put one line of invasive grasses, which we know were a huge issue for Maui, and then another line where it was invasive grasses and native shrubs, which have more moisture in them. And then the third one was only native shrubs. This really magnified how bad invasive grasses can be and how quickly they can spread fire. They have a very shallow root system, and when even a flash drought comes in, invasive grasses can be terrible and really put you and your home in peril.
So Ginger, I'm curious, what's the goal of this research?
Right, so the goal is to say, this is where these embers are going to go, this is how they act. You know, big ones can go this far, smaller ones can go this far. And what was really interesting is Tirtha was showing me in his lab research that if you just even look at the flame, you would think that the most embers come when the flame is the tallest. Well, that's not always even the case. What they've learned already in the last couple of months is that even as the flames are lower, you can have these pops of embers that are being sent out, maybe from air or different types of foliage. That's what they're studying right now so they can help firefighters and then, of course, people evacuate sooner.
So what can we do to reduce our fire risk at home?
Right, so this is where it comes to you, and we have a lot of agency, and I thought this was really exciting because, first of all, making this kind of zero zone where you've got 5 feet of gravel or concrete around your house, that gives a buffer where you have no plants, nothing that can light on fire and then make your house go on fire. You have to maintain. The landscaper that we were with, she does fire protection landscaping, like just focused on that. She says maintaining your roof, sweeping it off, just getting any of that dry debris can make the difference between life and death. And then we thought it was really interesting. You know, most plants we see around us in almost all parts of the United States are not native. Native plants have done this for eons. They've gone through so many different changes in our climates. They hold more moisture more easily. They have deeper root systems, and they can protect you from fire like a linebacker.
Ginger Zee, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Chief Meteorologist and Managing Editor of our Climate Unit. We appreciate you being with us.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.